You've probably heard some battery rules like never let your battery drop below 50%, or the first time that you use it, let it completely die to zero before you charge it to 100%. And while those rules were true at one point, those rules were for older battery types. They don't apply to the lithium batteries that power everything today. Phones, laptops, power tools, even solar systems are all using lithium batteries today. So if those rules no longer apply, then which ones do? And what can you do to make sure that you get the most out of your brand new batteries? So welcome back to the lab where our opinions cannot be bought. As you guys know, we don't only exist to give you honest feedback on products and save you money where we can. We also want to make this simple for you so you can gain energy independence without needing an electrical degree. You can support our channel for free by subscribing. You can watch some of our other videos to help you learn. Check out some of our review videos when it's time for you to start thinking about getting into solar or portable power. So let's rewind a bit. Apparently, the very first battery goes all the way back to the Baghdad battery, around 200 BC. It was a clay jar with copper and iron that may have been used to produce small electrical charges. Fast forward to the 1800s, where Alessandro Volta's voltaic pile, the first true battery, stacking discs of zinc and copper with brine-soaked cloth in between. And that's actually where we get the word volt. Then through the 19th and 20th century, the most widely used battery became lead acid, which is still in your car today. Then came the nickel-cadmium battery, popular in early rechargeable tools, but plagued by the memory effect, where the battery would forget its full capacity if you didn't drain it fully. And that's where the rule drain to zero then fully charge came from. Later, nickel metal hydrate batteries improved things a bit, but they were still heavy and they didn't hold energy as efficiently. And then the game changer came around, lithium-ion batteries. These started to gain popularity in the 90s, and now dominate almost every modern portable device. They're lightweight, hold a lot of energy, recharge quickly, and don't suffer from the memory effect. And that is why lithium is now the go-to choice from smartphones to solar storage. But of course, nothing's perfect in this world. Lithium batteries do have their drawbacks. One of the major drawbacks is poor performance in very cold climates. When temperatures drop, lithium batteries lose efficiency. They don't discharge as well, and that's why we still use lead-acid batteries in cars. They're cheap, reliable, and work better in freezing conditions. But lithium technology has been catching up. Today, some lithium batteries come with self-heating systems to regulate their temperature and work better in colder climates. It's a feature that's making them more viable everywhere, even in harsher climates. Now, you're maybe thinking, lithium-ion, you've heard lithium-iron. What's the difference? Not all lithium batteries are the same. The type that most people know is lithium-ion. High energy density, lightweight, great for laptops, phones, and tools. But then there's lithium iron phosphate, or LiFePO4. LiFePO4 batteries are a bit heavier for the same size, but they're much safer, more thermally stable, and last thousands more charge cycles. And that's why they've become very popular in solar batteries and electric vehicles. They can handle constant cycling and still outlast lithium-ion packs. Lots of power stations on the market today use LiFePO4 batteries. You can drain them all the way to zero, then charge them back all the way to 100%, about 4,000 times before the battery health is at 80%. Lithium-ion is about 500 charge cycles until it's at 80%. So it's a pretty noticeable difference. In terms of maintenance though, the basics are the same. The difference is though that LiFePO4 is generally more forgiving and has a longer lifespan. Now let's talk how you can actually maintain them and clear up some myths. Remember those rules that we talked about earlier? Never let your battery drop below 50%, always drain it before the first full charge. Those were real guidelines, but they came from those older chemistries. But what are the rules with today's chemistry? The first one is don't overcharge. A lot of devices with lithium batteries will say that they have built-in protectors, and they do. But keeping them pinned at 100% for long periods is not ideal. Funny enough, we were looking at this not too long ago here at the lab. I had just gotten a newer iPhone 15 and Robbie has the 13. And we decided to look at our battery health. Can't remember why, we just did. Mine was significantly newer. Robbie had had his for probably a year, maybe two longer. Two probably. And his battery health was higher than mine. I was like, what the heck is going on here? We dug a little bit deeper and found out that our charging patterns are completely different. Robbie tends to charge his sporadically. He never lets it sit overnight at 100%. He unplugs it before he goes to bed so it doesn't stay pinned at 100 all night long. Mine, on the other hand, I have my built-in BMS system turned on, but I allow mine to charge up to 100% every single night. And in that short time, mine being about 8 months old and Robbie's being about 2, his had better battery health compared to mine simply because of the way that we were charging them. Even though they advertise that they have built-in protection systems, it still clearly impacts the battery health regardless. So first rule, don't overcharge. And some of these batteries actually allow you to only charge up to 80% if you input that in the app. The second rule is don't fully drain them. Unlike the old batteries that we were talking about, lithium hates going all the way to zero. It stresses the cells and reduces their usable life. So not only should you not let them charge too much, you should also not let them die too much. We understand this is obviously easier said than done, but if you can help it, not going above 80% is a pretty good rule of thumb. Not going below 30% is also a pretty good idea. And the third rule is to keep it cool. Heat accelerates breakdown in lithium batteries, so avoid high temperatures. Try to keep it out of the sun when you're charging. This is why your phone will go dim and issue a warning if you've had it in the sun on a hot day. For storage, aim for the middle. If you're going to be putting a power station up on a shelf and you're not going to be using it for a few months, aim for 40 to 60% charge. That's the sweet spot, even though most people might want to charge it fully to 100% before they put it in storage. You're leaving the cells at a very stressed state. For the final point, slower charging is better. The same rules apply when you're supercharging your Tesla as charging your power station at the highest rate. The faster you charge a battery, the more stress you put the cells under, and the shorter the lifespan ends up becoming. And we've also been noticing that a lot of power stations come factory set with a slower charge rate, and you actually have to go in and increase the charge rate if you want it to go faster. And they're doing that to protect the battery. So if you have a choice between slow charging and fast charging, slow charging is going to make it last longer. But no matter what, lithium batteries, just like any other batteries, they do degrade over time. But by following these rules, you can stretch their lifespan significantly, which is especially important for expensive batteries like solar systems. Now, maybe you're wondering about power stations that are used for backup power. Those things are always plugged in, set at 100% charge, ready to go at any moment. Here at the lab, we have all of our computers plugged into some batteries in UPS mode, just in case of a power outage or power surge. So if the power does randomly go out or there's a power surge, people don't lose where they were working at, or it won't damage the computers. So now in this case, the power station is always on, sitting at 100% charge, ready to go at any moment. And you're right, that's not ideal for long-term lifespan. But in this case, it's a trade-off. You want reliability more than you want the maximum years out of your battery. And some newer power stations actually give you a choice. They let you cap the battery at 80% instead of capping it at 100. This reduces the stress on the cells and helps them last longer while still giving you plenty of backup power capacity. So if your unit has this feature, it's definitely worth using. Now, maybe you're listening to this and thinking, yeah, that's too much work. I'm just gonna use a battery until it dies and then replace it. And honestly, fair enough. If you want to treat your battery like a gas station burrito and just run it into the ground, that's your choice. Just know that you're probably going to be shopping for a new battery sooner than I will. Definitely sooner than Robbie. So that's about it. Hopefully now when you guys go to spend money on your next power station or solar battery, you will know how to make it last as long as possible. If this video helped you guys, make sure to subscribe. Otherwise, that's all we got for you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out and stay charged.